I am Stephanie Lask. I am currently at the Storyteller on Souls Point Road. I am a wordsmith, melting the metals of syllables, some old miracles in the form of poetry, inventing different methods of venting with my rhythmic, systematic way of thinking. I've been doing spoken word poetry for almost 5 years now. October will make 5 years. I catch myself sinking into the paper, trapped between the college rule guidelines my mind doesn't seem to follow. I had always been writing ever since I was in elementary school. I just never got really serious about it. Scribing my heartbeats into existence, making the page speak with persistence, a facilitator of words, sharpening my weapon skills with circumstance and influence as my steel, only seeking perfection for my craft. What really got me into it was I went to an open mic. I didn't even know that open mics existed in this area. Doing what you love don't mean a damn thing if you ain't really into it, and I'm really, really into this. I was like, we're coming back next week and we're gonna say something, and that's what it is. So we went back, and that was the first time I ever read my stuff out loud. Knee deep in the quicksand of iambic pentameter, submerging myself into parameters of spoken word poetry, marching to my own cadence. From then on, I wanted to go every week. So it became a habit. It's habit forming. Dancing through sentences, spewing lava phrases, igniting flames to construct a couple of stanzas. What I'm really trying to say is, I'm not your usual of what you're usually used to. I met Marco, who I had already seen him at shows. He is one of the many spoken word legends in this area. And he had asked me if I would be down to perform at a show called Last Tuesday that he was putting together. I strive to be an ordinary at all costs, different from the norm, someone that is still accepted regardless of all flaws. I want to be known like the saxophone solos and Sade's love songs. I always say that Marco is my mentor, because if it wasn't for him, I would have probably never started memorizing my poetry. Is it a crime that I want to be heard like 4-part harmonizing barbershop quartets, heard loud and clear like Kendrick's verse on Control and when Aretha demanded respect? I literally wrote so much poetry. And it ranged from hating work to, being out and dudes are hollering at you, to hip hop, to love, I was just so engulfed in it. I want to be respected, maybe more recognized, because if you have ever lived a life of rejection, the prize that you receive at the end of the tunnel is so sweet to accept. And I just started making sure I was at pretty much every open mic that was in the area. So I eventually met Godchild, who is another legend in this area for spoken word. Even on the bad days when I can't create and I throw my words on the ground as trash, I come back, push them all together so that everything gets swept in, no words left behind. I just want to keep investing these pieces into my notebook's bank account, let them collect interest and save them for the rainy days of my life's ins and outs with. So from there I was just introduced to everybody that was on the scene that did poetry as well, and a lot of them I'm still calling them friend to this day. Just a few lines with just a few rhymes. I'm working my hands and my brain into oblivion. I'm now a part of the crew that puts on the show for Last Tuesdays. I'm also a part of a spoken word acoustic group called Parks and Recs. Pen strokes equivalent to the line graph on a heart monitor. I'm a written photographer, capturing the moments of me most and recording them to my mental Rolodex in hopes I can reach someone going through the exact same stress. So at times it can be stressful because it's like a part-time job, but it is so rewarding in the end. Even if my words don't make sense and the weight of the world falls on my shoulders, I hope these poems can be somebody's strength. I will war for these words and be a literary soldier. I spit these words not only for myself, but for anyone who ever needs a good word to heal themselves back to health. So I'm hoping I can be like Marco and Godchild and, be a staple for this area for spoken word. Hopefully, one of these days. And for anyone who has ever had welled up tear ducts and bottled up emotions but too afraid to spew, if you have ever gone through it, a poet will fight through it for you times 2 and write this pain so that you don't have to. I'm a wordsmith, y'all. I do this for me and you, but mainly the love I have for my pen and my pad. I just thought I'd remind you. Peace.